So if you're looking to take your physique below 15% body fat, and long term you're thinking of staying between that 10 and 15% body fat range, and you want to make that a lifestyle, you want to make that sustainable, you came across the right video. In this video, I want to share with you, based on my personal experience, having done this exact same thing for over the last 6+ years and also helping hundreds of others do the same, what you need to be aware of and actually what you need to be careful with, because there's a couple of things that I'm going to give you 4 that will make this very, very difficult. And there are a couple of these bad habits that you might have right now that you need to eliminate to make sure that this goal can actually become a reality at some point. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. So the first habit you want to consider removing, if it's a part of your lifestyle, is snacking between meals. This one is very subtle in the way it forms itself and also how it maintains itself. I remember it being a massive sticking point for me as I was getting below 15% body fat for the first time. And this is because I work from home. I spend an hour or two at my computer at any given time, and then I want to take a little bit of a break. I want to move away from the screen, and often I just walk around the house. So in that 5-10 minutes, as I'm just walking around, I find myself in the kitchen. And in the kitchen, of course, I grab something. I get a bite of something. I get some kind of treat, and I go back to work. I don't really acknowledge it. I don't think much of it. I just continue my day. But then a week later, 10 days later, 2 weeks later, suddenly I'm getting that automation happening. The habit is starting to form. And now every time I'm taking a break from work, I'm in the kitchen directly. And then that 5-10 minutes in the kitchen, it's not just one bite. Now it's 2-3 bites. I'm getting a bit more creative, and suddenly I'm adding hundreds of calories back into the diet, which causes a plateau on my journey and plateau with fat loss, because again, higher calories coming in. And the issue with this is that you don't even feel those calories as much because you're eating them from treats and you're just getting some high calorie density stuff. So your meals are the same as before and you feel like you're not any fuller than before because these are, again, small little bits and pieces, and you're just frustrated dieting because you feel like you're restricted, you feel like you're dieting, but you're not seeing any progress. And the other issue with this is that it just makes it a massive lose-lose situation, is that you're not even enjoying those treats as much because you're just rushing. You're not in a state of mind when you can just take a moment to enjoy the food. No, because you're just going back to work immediately. What I've done personally is just immediately when I notice that I need a break, do some dead hangs on my pull-up bar. I'm gonna go to the balcony. I'm gonna grab a glass of water, whatever it is. It just can't have calories between meals. This rule has helped a lot with being consistent with my diet. Also, it actually allowed me a little bit more buffer. So if I do have a day of the week when I did have to eat a little bit more, it's much easier to manage across the week because I haven't mindlessly spent my calories throughout the day. So be very careful with this. Remove the snacking. You're going to find yourself having a much, much easier time sticking with the overall diet, and of course raising your chances to getting below that 15% body fat. And by the way, if you're looking to build a good habit, make sure to go below this video right now and smash that like button as hard as you can. It does mean a lot to me. Also, it means a lot when I see that this video goes out to more people, so please go ahead and do that. And moving on to the second thing that I see actually hold a lot of people back is getting lazy with tracking. You know, a lot of people, when they start their fitness journey at 20 or 25% body fat and they're losing weight, they're really diligent with tracking. They're on point. But by the time they get to 15% body fat, they have this tracking fatigue. So they're getting a bit more sloppy. You see the nutrition log is half empty. Weight is not logged every day. Suddenly it's every week, then it's every 2 weeks. There's no waist measurement. There's no progress photos. The data is just all over the place. The training is kind of tracked sometimes, very sporadic. So you don't really have much to work with. And the thing with this is that even if you are seeing progress, first off, you wouldn't even notice that you are seeing progress because there's no measurement whatsoever. But then when you get stuck, you have nothing to work with. You have no data to actually make decisions of how to break that plateau. And you're not really looking to improve anything as well. And because you're not tracking, another thing that happens if this is your first time is your bad habits from before are actually gonna start resurfacing, getting back into your schedule slowly because you didn't give your new habits enough time and deliberate effort, which is tracking, to form. This is a huge issue. So by the time someone gets to 15% body fat, I'm an old sloppy Tracking suddenly, they just get stuck there. They don't make any progress beyond that level because they're not on point. Tracking at the end of the day works if you're doing it consistently. And instead of getting more sloppy with it as you're getting closer to 15% body fat, you should be getting more precise with it because that's exactly when you need that precision. So you want to be on top of that. If you're currently looking at this and you're kind of thinking, oh, Mario's right, I've been slacking with my MyFitnessPal, whatever you're using, make sure to double down on that precision. It will really pay off. You will be glad that you did it. Obviously, you don't have to use it for the rest of your life. It is just a tool for this phase to make sure you do it right for once. Then you will have those references. You will be able to do it later intuitively or whatever way you want to do it. But for now, make sure you're on top of the numbers. You will be really happy that you did so. Now, the third thing that you must absolutely eliminate that holds so many people back on their journey is black and white thinking. And this is a mindset issue. This is not just related to nutrition, not just related to training, but it's related to everything. It's a form of perfectionism. If I can't do it perfectly, may as well not even try. If I'm on the plan, I'm on the plan. If I'm off, I'm off. It's like one little thing happens on Saturday lunch, I just scrap the whole weekend. Let's just start on Monday. Or I'm at a hotel gym, it's not as good as my regular gym. I may as well just skip it. Oh, I gotta train at home. No, I just don't have all these things that I have in the gym. I'm just gonna skip my training. This mindset will crush any hope you have for making this a lifestyle. It just removes all consistency. And if you never allow yourself to make those mistakes and learn from those mistakes, you will never allow yourself to get good at this enough to actually start forming those habits, which ultimately build a lifestyle. A lifestyle is a set of habits. This affects high performers the most. People that have that high performance mindset, we just want to really do it right. I remember when I started the same thing. I wanted to go all in. I want to do the best thing. What's the best workout? What's the best? The problem with that is that there is no universal one size fits all best, and you're just kind of chasing some standard that you don't even have references for. So what you think is perfect is not perfect. How would you know it's perfect? Especially if you've never been to the goal, how would you know what's a perfect way to get into the goal? It just makes no sense. When you dig deeper into this, there's just no reality in which black and white thinking can work long term, because it's just a matter of time until there's a little bit of a slip up here or there, and then you just go off and destroy all your progress. So keep this in mind. Remove that black and white thinking. Now, the fourth thing that you want to be very careful with when going below 15% body fat that I still see a lot of people do wrong is having too complex of a diet, which means that they don't have any real structure. Their diet is too flexible. They're making too many choices. They have too many options. Every meal has 10 different options. Fridge is full of different things, and they always kind of come up with some random recipe trying to make the diet fancy and look nice and be pretty for Instagram. No, don't do this. Make it simple for yourself. There's nothing wrong with eating the same meal every single day if you have to throughout the duration of your fat loss phase. Nothing wrong with that. Many people do that. Make a good meal one that you enjoy. Just repeat. Makes it easier for yourself. Yes, you can add some variety later in the day. That's fine. But make the majority you can easier and simpler. Have a couple of go-to default meals. You will really find your consistency at a much higher level, much easier to be on point, much easier to track, much easier to get the foods that you want to get into your diet, hit all your targets, and it's just a more enjoyable process overall because it's a more predictable process. If you go all over the place, you're just draining yourself mentally. Sure, it's fine if you have no other responsibilities in your life, if you have zero stress and you can just spend your entire day micromanaging your diet. Sure, especially if you're more advanced and you can just really do stuff and you can experiment a lot of recipes. Again, fine. But even advanced people that have done this for 10 plus years, still keep their diet very simple because it makes no sense to overcomplicate things when they work in a simple format. So make sure you have a good structure, set up a couple of default meals that you can always go to. It will really make a lot of difference in your journey with consistency. Another thing that's going to make a lot of difference is if you go below this video right now, hit that subscribe button as well so you get notified when my future videos come out. So make sure to hit that bell icon as well. Hit that like if you haven't done that already. Details for coaching are in the description below, so check those out as well, and I will see you in the next video.